students. This week we're actually going to be making all the ingredients for butterbeer. So we'll be selling that in our movie night on Friday. They're going to be $2 each, so be sure to come to movie night. And on My Payments Plus you can pre-order your butterbeer. So butterbeer is a cream soda, and we're actually going to make a float out of it. It's butterscotch syrup, and then we're going to be using our ice cream makers in the culinary kitchen to make ice cream, and also a cream topping. The first thing I'm going to start on is ice cream. So if you are in Foundations and Methods, you're going to be making ice cream. If you're in World Cuisine, you'll be making the butterscotch topping, and then our Introduction to Culinary Arts students will be making whipped cream. Let's get started. So I'm just using a basic, simple vanilla recipe from Cuisinart, and we want the sugar granules to actually dissolve. So I've got 2 cups of heavy cream, and this is an ice cream. It's not a custard. There are no eggs in this, so we don't have to worry about tempering eggs. It's a really simple, easy recipe. I've got a cup of whole milk. Now this recipe does call for 3/4 cup sugar. However, we're going to be doing cream soda, and I'm going to be adding butterscotch syrup. So I'm cutting back on the sugar by 1/4 cup. So I'm only using a 1/2 cup. And that's one of the luxuries of when you make your own ice cream and all of your own ingredients. You can cut back where needed or add extra. So we're not going to get this hot. We're not going to heat it up. We're not going to boil it or even steam it. Really, we're just warming it up so that the sugar granules dissolve into the whole milk in half and half. So I have a pinch of salt. And of course, vanilla. It's a tablespoon of vanilla. And that's all this is. So it's heavy cream, whole milk, sugar, vanilla, and salt. So the granulated sugar is dissolved into the milk, and we did not boil this or even steam it. Or simmer it. We just make sure that sugar is dissolved. Now we'll put it into an ice bath to cool it off quickly. The recipe calls for a couple of hours of cooling in the refrigerator. We're going to do that, speed that process up by putting our stainless steel bowl, and then I have ice underneath here, and that will speed up the process. And while we wait for that to cool off, make sure you always have your tub. This has been frozen, so every time I make ice cream, I take it out and store it in a different container, wash this, and put it back in the freezer, so that when I go to make ice cream, I'm like, oh no, I didn't freeze the tub that you're supposed to put the ice cream in. So this is pretty easy to attach. Goes right in there, and what this does is turn, and it scrapes the sides, so it keeps the ice cream from clumping up. And we'll stick the lid on, snap it into place, turn it on. It's pretty loud. There we go. And now it's time to pour our cream into the ice cream maker. And I like to eat it soft serve style, but you can also, again, put it into a container and in the freezer and have it for later. Now for the butterscotch syrup. So candy making can be really tricky. We have different stages of sugar, and when it starts to crystallize, and that we are extracting by the heat, we're pulling the moisture out of that sugar. So we just want a thread stage for this syrup. But there's a soft ball stage, a hard ball stage, a firm ball stage, there's a hard crack stage, there's a soft crack stage. But what we're looking for is the thread stage. And that temperature is actually going to be anywhere between 230 and 295 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get started. We're going to put our butter in first and melt that. And that just takes a second. So the recipe that I'm going to give you says to bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. And that seemed to, when I did it in our culinary kitchen at school, seemed to work just fine. I did get a little past thread stage and moved into the softball stage. You can use a candy thermometer. I also have surface thermometer that reads the surface of, so our butter right now is at 90 degrees and it has not melted yet. It is starting to melt. So once that starts to melt, you're going to go ahead and add your brown sugar. I have this really lovely salt from the Spice and Tea Shop in downtown Bentonville. It's Cypress White. It's harvested from the Mediterranean Sea. It's really good. We're going to put some of that into our butterscotch sauce. And of course, we're going to wait on the vanilla. Actually, that goes in just a minute. So start whisking, getting the brown sugar and the butter incorporated. Research on caramel. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I like this recipe because it makes it pretty easy. Some people like to use condensed milk. I'm not a big fan of that. You can just put the sugar in there and start to get the sugar to melt, in which you would never stir it. You just brush down the sugar crystals that form on the side. But you can also strain your sugar. So if there are any crystallization that you don't want, you can strain it out. It's starting to smell really good. I'm going to turn that heat down just a little bit. And I'm going to add our heavy cream. Oh, our heavy cream. So now we're just going to bring this up to temperature and let the water reduce out of there so that we get the thickening that we want for our syrup. Let's see where we are. So we're at 148 degrees right now. So we got a ways to go, right? 230 to 235 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, I'm just going to start brushing those sides down into the pan. And this is a curved spatula. In our culinary kitchen, we have both. So make sure that when you're at school and you're cooking in the culinary kitchen that you grab the red handled spatulas. The white handled spatulas will melt into your caramel, into your butterscotch, and you don't want that. And then I am just going to let that be. Check the temperature a few times. It's at 166 and we need to get to 230. Once we get to 230, we're going to stick it in the ice pack and cool it down. And then I'll put it into a squirt bottle so that we can use it as a topping and also as an ingredient in our butter beater. Introduction, students, to culinary arts. We're going to be making the whipped cream. And I'm using the Alton Brown recipe, which is just heavy cream. So whipped cream topping, not to be confused with meringue. Meringue we use egg whites. Whipping cream we use heavy cream and sugar. That's basically it. You could add some vanilla if you want. And I'm using confectioner's sugar, but if you don't have that, you can use granulated sugar. This is going to be loud, so I'm going to stop talking. Now it's going to be loud. To assemble our butter beer. So I like to use a cup to fill a pastry bag. This is our heavy whipping cream sugar. So that's the consistency you want. And putting it in that cup just helps hold it open while you put your whipped cream in there. Let's get this over here. So we have our cup, and we're going to put just a little cream soda in the bottom. And we do want some fizz. So we're just going to do this with a little bit of the cream soda and then hold on to some. And we're going to turn that, give that a little butterscotch taste in there. Whisk that up. I love these long-handled whisks. Or tasks like this in the kitchen. we're gonna add our ice cream, which it's at soft serve state right now, so it can go a little bit longer. Of course, when we stick it in the freezer, it'll firm up. And then I'm gonna add some more butterscotch around the edges. And then in goes our cream soda. So this is a butter beer float. If you've ever had a root beer float, this is similar, but with butterbeer. Okay, and then let's top this with just a little bit of whipped cream and a straw. Let's give it a try. Delicious. I hope to see you at movie night, October 30th, Friday, Arkansas Arts Academy High School. Enjoy.